I don't think I'm alone in sort of like, you know, you grow up as a little kid. I mean, I've talked to other musicians. My mind was always wandering, and the music took me out of everything. It was sort of like I didn't want to be there. And then in high school, I didn't want to, I didn't want to be there. And then I went away to school. I didn't want to be there. It was like music could transport me to this other world. But when I got to Cambridge, all of a sudden I was home. It was the first time I'd ever been home. So what was I, 18? And there were other, I didn't meet these other crazy people entirely at first. I went up there to go to school, and I didn't enjoy it, so I got on a train and I went down to New Orleans. And I lived in the French Quarter when I was 18 for that winter and early spring. And seems like when you're that age, it seems like it was for 3 years. It was probably for 5 months, 6 months. And of course, a lot of influences came in there, and I got to hear and see these people who I'd listened to as a 6-year-old. All those great traditional players, and slow drag Pavageau, and Jim Robinson on the trombone, all these just geniuses. And so that was where my first gigs were, in a bar on Rampart Street. And it was a good place to be there too, So I got back to Cambridge eventually, and then Jim Kweskin came back to town, some other people. I made it over to Cambridge finally. I should have said, at first I went to Boston because I was going to BU. But I finally made it in with these Cambridge people, and I went to this place called the Club 47, and I had already heard an album by this guy, Eric von Schmidt. Joe Boyd had played it for us in Princeton, where I lived for a while. And there was something about him. It wasn't Leadbelly. It wasn't this masterful genius thing, but there was something there. And what he did was, and for all of us, there was sort of license to express yourself, even if you weren't one of those kings, And I thought he expressed himself beautifully. Sort of a Renaissance guy. We all lived a crazy life, but he was also an impressionist, and I use that term impressionist in the music that I played because originally it was probably because we couldn't figure out what anybody was doing, and we didn't. I think the folks down in New York got better at doing that, and now today everybody's figuring everything out. But for us, it was just trying to hear what's the feeling of this thing? What is this stuff? And I think Eric got that.
Light rain falling, light rain falling, light rain blowing in the air. Light rain falling, light rain falling, light rain blowing in the air. I want you to tell me, partner, is it blowing in my baby's hair? If I was like a light rain blowing in my baby's hair, like a light rain blowing in my baby's hair, then I'd always be with her. can take me each and everywhere. Used to walk together when the world was fresh and green. Used to walk together when the world was fresh and green. Now it's nothing but dry grass, all in the world I've ever seen. I need some springtime, springtime in my soul. I need some springtime, springtime in my soul. Then I'd be like the light rain, help that green grass grow. Well, green grass, you were born on a rainy day. Well, green grass, you were born on a rainy day. Well, your daddy was a light rain, and your mama was the month of May. Seems like the world's on fire, ain't a cloud up in the sky. Well, the world's on fire, ain't a cloud up in the sky. Yeah, the world is like a desert where the water hole runs dry.